Hi guys, so I wanted to start my channel off by talking about this little project I've been working on for the past 2 years. Well, maybe not a project, because saying that it sounds like there's an end date in mind, but there certainly is not. So, basically, as you saw in the title of the video, and that wasn't clickbait, I have 9,761 memes saved to my phone. Now, I wanted to share a little bit of the history behind that meme collection, because, and it's not going to stop. It won't. I just want to share a little bit of the history and what's going to happen in the future. So I actually have this piece of paper here that basically I wrote down all the important dates. So on February 26th, 2019, I saved the first meme. And this meme was just about the weather here in my home city, or I guess, area. I thought it was funny, I thought it was true, so I saved it. And as you can imagine, from the sheer number of memes I have now, it took off. On April 6th of that year, I made the first meme, and, well, I only have 24 of them out of all 9,700 of them today that I made myself. So, you could probably imagine that's a really low percentage, and it is. But anyways, on June 8th of that year, I reached the first 100. Now, keep in mind, all I've been doing is basically Googling memes and going to images and then just downloading whatever I thought was funny. So, that's a pretty slow start, and also probably a really not sophisticated way of doing it. But anyways, but all of that was on this phone right here. This little Samsung Galaxy S6. On February 29th of this year, 2020, I upgraded. I got this phone. And so, all the memes I had on that phone, all 441 of them, were shifted to this one. Now, the order got jumbled, so it doesn't it sorts all of those memes by name and not by dates collected, because it doesn't know the date collected. But they're still there. Now, I started recording the memes on May 28th of this year, I believe. I'm not certain about that, but I think that is when I started actually writing down the number of memes I have. And it's on the easel back there, by the way. So yeah. It's all 8 folders that the memes are spread across, and they are spread across 8 folders. I'll get into that later. But it's right there. And so, yeah, it's just a tier list of all 8 folders, and I update it daily with how many memes I get. Anyways. On June 10th, 2020, I reached my first 1,000 memes. And, as you can imagine, people were shocked just by a few hundred. Now imagine 1,000. Well, on June 21st, 2020, and again, I'm not sure about this, but with 1,284 memes saved, I remembered the existence of a site called Reddit. And from there, my meme count exploded. Basically, I use 4 folders on Reddit every day, or subreddit, sorry, and I just download all the memes I find funny. And so, as you can imagine, this is because of how active some of these subreddits are. That's a lot of memes per day. I'm pulling like anywhere from 50 to 100 a day at some point. And there, the numbers just start climbing and climbing and climbing. The fastest number I've ever recorded is actually August 26th to August 13th to August 26th of this year, when I gained 1,000 memes in 13 days. 4,000 to 5,000. Now, so yeah, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, they flew by like that. There. Now, on September 14th to December 21st, I did this little challenge for myself. I called it the week of no phone, where basically I tried to see if I could completely unplug myself from all the social medias I have, which I don't even have any social medias, honestly. No Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Basically, I just stopped using Reddit, I stopped using YouTube, and that was about it. And so, I did it. So that was at about 6,175 memes that I did that at. So anyways, and then I created this journal on September 28th with 6,464 memes. Now, again, at some point it starts climbing. It's just, 7,000, 8,000, and 9,000. And then here we are today. Now, so that's a little bit about the history of the meme folder, but I wanted to explain its future. See, I always knew that 10,000 was going to be this huge milestone, but I wasn't sure what to do. So I put these plans together, and I thought of what I should do. So there were a few plans, not all of them were popular. One was to just shut down everything and never touch it again. The other was to delete everything and maybe start over, maybe leave it that way. But the third was to just keep going and do nothing. But the fourth is what I settled on. So when I was around 300 memes, I launched an event known as The Great Purge, where I looked through all the memes I had, and at this point I think it was only one folder. I looked through all the memes I had, and I just deleted anything I didn't find was funny. And so, remembering this, I decided that when I hit 10,000 memes, I will launch the second Great Purge across the 5 largest folders. So basically, it's going to take hours, by the way. I looked it up, and if you spend 10 seconds looking at a meme, I did the math for this. If you spend 10 seconds to look at one meme, it would take you 27 hours to look through all the memes I have right now. So, that's going to be fun, which is why I'm also going to take a break from meme collecting for the rest of the year, but then on January 1st, I'm going to go back to doing all the memes. And so, but anyways, and so it's going to be called the Second Great Purge, I think I already said. If I didn't, then I'm just repeating I'm not repeating myself. I'm just crazy. You probably know that already, but anyways. So, but now I've explained the future of the meme folder. I want to explain a little bit about just the present and how it works. So, there are 8 folders, but I'll always refer to it as the meme folder. I'm not sure why. So, the way there's 8 folders, like I said, and they're all dedicated to a certain thing. The biggest is just titled Memes I Found, and that was the first folder. This folder has 6,010 memes in it. And there's various levels of filter. I'll explain that in a little bit, but, so I think the next biggest folder I'm not going to get into. The third biggest is Polandball, and Polandball is this comic online where you draw these little spheres and you decorate them in the country's flag and you can make little stories with them. It's cute, it's informative, it's whatever you want to call it. And so that is the third biggest folder at 938. Yeah, I'm just going to look at that easel back there. You can't stop me. Anyways, fourth biggest folder I'm also not going to get into. Fifth biggest, I call it Defense Production Act. And this is about 2020 and coronavirus and all the other just disasters that this year's been. And that is at 602 memes. Now, those 5 memes I mentioned, or 5 folders I mentioned, and the 2 I didn't, they're the ones that are going to be participating in the Great Purge, because they are by far the biggest. But there are still 3 other folders. The next biggest is Toolbelt, which is just templates I store that I can send to people in conversations and kind of use like that. The next biggest is Cards Against Humanity, which is what it sounds like. It's all these Cards Against Humanity answers that I thought were funny. And there's 31 of them. And then the smallest meme folder is Memes I Made, which only has 24. So there's various layers of filter to all the folders. There's a level at which, so at the top, so it's like when the memes come in, they get stopped by different folders. So the top would probably be Memes I Made, just because if I made a meme, it doesn't go into any other folder, it goes into that folder. So then the next layer would be Polandball. It doesn't matter if it's about anything from the folders below, it goes in the Polandball folder. Next are the 2 folders I can't mention, and they're not inappropriate, just so you know. They're completely safe for, they're completely safe for work. I just don't feel like getting into them. but they're the next filter, and so all the memes about them go there, regardless of what else they're about. And unless it's a filter above it, it's a little complicated, but it makes sense, I swear. And then there's Defense Production Act, which is if it doesn't fit into the folders above, then it goes here. If it's about 2020 and coronavirus, but if it includes something from the other folders, like let's say it's a Polandball about 2020, then it would go in Polandball. And I'm making it sound so complicated, but it's not. And then at the bottom is memes I made, and that's where everything after it filters go. And the fact that that's still the biggest folder kind of clues you into how many I'm drawing in. But then memes I made is in its separate, or Toolbelt, sorry, is in its separate side bucket, because it's just templates. There's not really anything 2020 or anything else about it. Even some Polandball stuff goes in there just because it makes good templates. But yeah. And so that's about it, I think. That's about all I can explain about the meme collection. So thank you guys for listening to this. Remember to sub and leave a like, and maybe even comment if you want. Who knows? But anyways, yeah. I'll see you in the next video. And speaking of next videos, actually, I'm going to try to upload every weekend, but it's not going to be regular. So if I miss a weekend, just know nothing bad happened. I probably just didn't upload. But yeah, like I said, well, like, subscribe, comment, usual YouTuber stuff. I'm not even sure why I really threw this in there, but yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next video.